Now in here, like you might all know, kits within kits. This is a flashlight that I bought. Recommended. Dave Canterbury recommended it. It's quite expensive again because you import this stuff from the States and it gets quite expensive. This is a Streamlight Sidewinder, and I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is the US Army issue. Like they used to have the L beams. Well, this is like the new version. It's got one LED, one white LED, and then you've got blue, green, red, and they all strobe or have different brightnesses, so you can go, Now, what important tip? Never leave the batteries in your flashlight when you store it, because batteries, especially cheap batteries, blow up. Now I haven't left the batteries in there. What I've done is I've got this little pouch, little Velcro pouch, and what I do is I keep the batteries separate so that when it comes to actually using it, I just put the batteries in, and then then it's okay. I mean, I don't mean every time you get your torch out you take the battery out and put them in again. I mean, like when you're storing it, when you're not using it, when it's in the cupboard and you're not thinking about it, take the batteries out, because the worst thing, I've got one here somewhere, the worst thing that can happen, like this mag light that I had from when I was a kid, that like my dad got me when I was a kid, this mag light is completely ruined because I left the battery in it, and the battery was a cheapo battery, and it corroded inside and actually got jammed inside, and so therefore the torch is useless then. So look after your gear. Gear maintenance is essential. So when you're storing your torches, take the battery out. It's not a massive effort to do, and it just means that you completely eliminate the possibility of having a situation where a battery splits and corrodes and gets stuck inside it. And if you go and spend, this is quite an expensive torch, and it's like flashlights. I mean, in England we call them torches, but it's I think it's like £35, £40 for a torch. I mean, maybe it was a bit of an excessive purchase, but it is quite good, and it's got a rating, it's got a military rating. So I think the tests they do for it, it says on it somewhere the mil standard it's tested to. Or maybe it doesn't. It says on the packaging. I can't remember the exact name of the test they do for it, but basically what they do is they raise it up to a temperature of 80 degrees Celsius, so hotter than any desert in the world, and then they submerge it in a meter of water at 0 degrees C for, I think it's like 3 minutes, and then they take it out and it has to work. So that's rated to that standard. So if you see here, there's the different, like, if I see there, it gets brighter and goes up and down. I won't shine it into the lens because that's just ridiculous. And then, so what you do is you push it in and you hold, and that makes it brighter and darker. There's 3 light settings, and then you double tap, and there's your strobe. And then of course you pull this piece out and turn it, and there's your blue, green, red, and obviously they just turn on normally as well and go brighter. So it's quite a decent bit of kit. It's fairly robust. It's got quite a strong ABS plastic type thing. You can reverse. It's waterproof, obviously. Well, not waterproof. It's not a dive light. It's not something you're going to go scuba diving at night with. But if you drop it in the water, you're going to be able to pick it up, and it's going to be, leave it to dry out a bit, and it's going to still work. It's not going to completely ruin it. Obviously because it's LED, the battery time is immense, and the bulbs will last for pretty much ever. And so it's the reason why I bought this is, at the time I had a bit of extra money, and I thought, well, why buy 3 torches that are going to break when you can just buy one torch, look after it, because you've invested in a bit of money in it. You're going to look after it. You're going to always make sure you take those batteries out when you're not using it, and you're going to keep it oiled and stuff so that it doesn't get corroded and rusted up and stuff. So have one real decent bit of kit, and then you've got it, and it's always going to work, and it's dependable, and people elsewhere trust it with their lives. So there you are. And obviously, as usual, I've attached a lanyard to it. This is just me messing around. I've just done loads of sequence knots there. Put a little bit of electrical tape around the ends, just so it doesn't fray or whatever. So yeah, kit within a kit is a little flashlight kit. Done. Now, I went on about that one for quite a while, so I'm going to have to be quick now. Another essential tool, which I think is an amazing bit of kit, recommended by loads of bushcrafters, loads of people from Ray Mears to Dave Canterbury to you know, Pack Rat 556 and Ryan J. Cuz, I think his name is. You know, everybody's got one of these. Barco Laplander. You know, I think that, you know, 16 quid. You know, maybe $20 or something. Decent blade, really lightweight, really well made, robust. I took the leather lanyard off because I didn't like that, and I did my diamond knot style lanyard on there. But yeah, you know, real dependable, real solid. You know, you can cut down trees this big, you know, 2 or 3 inch, 4 inch thick trees with that, no problem. So good for shelter building, good for trap making, or every other of the wood tasks. You know, if you don't want something that's too heavy, you know, you don't want to be taking an axe necessarily, or one of those chainsaw blades or something, take that. You know, I bought this pouch for it on eBay for £6, because when you buy it, it just comes like that, you don't get a pouch. Pouch was extra, eBay £6. You just type in Barco Laplander pouch, olive green or olive drab or whatever, and just because I like, you know, I like to keep things in containers. I don't like things to just be out. You know, they can get wet and damaged and stuff. So I like to just keep things in a you know, it's just a real basic Velcro pouch with a belt loop. It's not got any molly strapping or anything like that, or Alice Malice clips or anything. It's just your pretty standard Velcro case, which I just like to have. I like things to be in Velcro cases. I've already talked about a knife. This is a knife that I like to use. It's Mora Clipper Bushcraft knife, Scandi grind. You can see I've attached electrical tape, but check out my knife reviews to see what I've said about that. Ranger band, electrical tape, pasting beads, pretty straightforward. Now we've got some binoculars. Now this isn't necessarily something that's a bushcraft survival essential, but it is something that, you know, if you're out there, if you're just doing a day hike or a 3-day thing, you know, it's just nice to be aware of your surroundings, and it's good for, you know, let's say you're looking at animals or tracking, or, you know, it's just a nice thing to have. You know, these aren't particularly expensive. These are just Tasco binoculars. It was a gift to me from someone years ago, and I've just kept hold of them. I think they're, what are they, 10 by 25. I think this is 10 by 20 or something like that. That's roughly what, 8 by 20. Maybe. I can't remember exactly what the measurements are. You know, these are really old. They're so old actually that the little panel that tells you what they are has fallen off, and I've actually lost it. So anyway, don't worry about that. Just some standard little military style little binoculars. Just good for doing your observation